The November wind shook the windows of the Hartman house, sharp and restless, carrying with it the faint promise of snow. Inside, Emily Hartman curled up on the couch, wrapped in the old quilt her grandmother had sewn years before. The TV flickered across the room, but her eyes weren't really following anything on the screen. The silence felt heavier tonight, each tick of the clock reminding her how empty the house had become. 6 months had passed since her husband, Michael, lost his life in a car crash. And though Emily kept trying to stay strong for her daughter, there were evenings when it felt nearly impossible. Her 16-year-old daughter, Lily, was upstairs with her music playing faintly through the floorboards. Emily didn't falter for withdrawing. Everyone handled grief in their own way. For Lily, hiding behind headphones and screens seemed safer than facing the ache of their new reality. Emily wished she could reach her, sit together, talk about Michael, talk about the space he had left behind, but every attempt only pushed Lily further into herself. Her stomach growled, but cooking felt overwhelming. She hadn't been to the grocery store in days. The refrigerator was nearly bare. The cupboards even worse. With a tired exhale, she picked up her phone and opened the delivery app. Bella's Pizza appeared first, the little Italian place, a few blocks away. Michael had loved their bread. She ordered a large pepperoni with breadsticks, convincing herself it would make dinner feel a little easier tonight. When the doorbell rang 40 minutes later, she tugged the quilt closer and opened the door. A young man stood on the porch, cheeks flushed from the cold. He couldn't have been older than 19. His cap had the Bella's logo embroidered on it, and he held a steaming box in his hands. Large pepperoni and breadsticks for Hartman, he asked with a polite smile. Yes, that's me. Emily handed him cash, along with a tip larger than usual. Wow, thank you, he said, blinking in surprise. That's really generous. You're out in this weather, she replied softly. It's the least I can do. He nodded gratefully and hurried back toward the cold night. Emily closed the door, pausing for a moment, struck by how strange it felt to hear another person's voice inside the house. Even briefly, she set the pizza on the counter and called upstairs. Lily, dinner's here. A few minutes later, Lily came down the stairs, earbuds dangling, eyes glued to her phone. Pizza again, she muttered. But the small smile tugging at her lips betrayed her. Better than me burning whatever's left in the fridge, Emily joked. They ate at the kitchen table. The warm smell of cheese filled the room, but the quiet between them still held weight. Emily tried to ask about school, but Lily only shrugged. Emily didn't push. Grief had made them both quieter people. 2 hours later, just as Emily settled back onto the couch, a sudden knock echoed through the home. Confused, she opened the door. To her surprise, the same delivery boy stood there, but this time, he wasn't carrying anything. He shifted awkwardly from foot to foot. Sorry to bother you again, he began, but my car broke down just up the street, and my phone died. Could I maybe use your phone to call someone? Emily hesitated. She didn't usually let strangers inside, but something honest showed in his expression, something that reassured her he wasn't there to cause trouble. She stepped aside. Come in. It's too cold to stand out there. Relief passed across his face. Thank you. He used the cordless phone, keeping his voice low. Hey, it's me. Car won't start. Can you come get me? I'll wait. After hanging up, he exhaled. My buddy's on his way. Probably half an hour. You can wait here, Emily said. No sense in freezing outside. He nodded and sat carefully at the edge of the couch. His jacket looked a size too big, and his shoes were worn thin. He seemed so young, but the way he carried himself spoke of responsibilities far heavier than his age. Would you like some tea? Emily asked. Or hot chocolate? His eyes widened slightly, surprised by the offer. Tea would be amazing. Thank you. When she came back with 2 steaming mugs, she noticed him studying the family photos on the mantel. His gaze lingered on one of Michael holding baby Lily. That's your husband? He asked gently. Emily swallowed. Yes, Michael. Her voice wavered. He passed earlier this year. I'm really sorry, he said quietly. That must be incredibly hard. It is, she admitted. Some days more than others. They sat in a calm silence for a few minutes, sipping tea. It wasn't uncomfortable, almost strangely peaceful. Eventually, she asked, do you live nearby? He nodded. Yeah, just a few blocks away. I'm Jacob, it's just me and my mom. She works nights at the hospital, so I took the delivery job to help out. It's not much, but it keeps things going. Emily watched him carefully. He spoke without bitterness, only a steady resolve. That's a lot to take on at your age, she murmured. He shrugged lightly. She's done everything for me. This is the least I can do. Something warm and painful stirred in Emily's chest. He reminded her of Michael, steady, selfless, always thinking of others before himself. Headlights flashed across the window, and Jacob stood, pulling on his gloves. "That's my ride. Thanks again for letting me wait, and for the tea, and for being kind." "Take care, Jacob," she said softly.